Welcome back. You're watching France 24. It's time now for Media Watch with James Creedon, who has joined us in the studio.
Good
Hi there,
evening.
James. Now, we've been treated today, haven't we, to pictures of Gérard Depardieu in traditional Russian dress, which I very much enjoyed because he is, after all, now a Russian citizen.
That's right. I heard somebody saying at the conference, the editorial conference area, that it looked like something out of Tintin. That was a French perspective, that it looked straight out of Tintin, sort of garbs and robes. And so I think we have those pictures. There you go. It was a tight fit, I think. They perhaps could have got one a little bit, maybe a size larger, but they did get it on. And, the traditional ceremonial stuff.
The boots as well.
That's right. And the boots, which I think really look a bit silly. And this was Saturday night in Sochi at the presidential palace where they dined together. And I'm sure Gérard told him how much he loved François Hollande. I'm sure that was it.
I'm sure
I love François. That's what he's saying there.
He's a great president. I want to give him all my money.
This is it. There you go. Now, I'll show you the front pages of some of the papers this morning.
This has been going on for ages, hasn't it?
Weeks and weeks and weeks.
This has broken the trio via the tweet record, hasn't it?
Who would have thought that, this story would have gained such international attention? It's 700 results if you type in Gérard Depardieu into Google News. Here we have the Financial Times. It was their front page this morning. I think we have a screenshot of that. The Financial Times, also on the Wall Street Journal. So suffice it to say, it's everywhere.
It's not just here in France, is it?
Not at all. In Ukraine, for example, this is a Courrier International, a French magazine that brings together articles from around the globe. Boycott Depardieu. Now, that's from Ukraine. They are the words of a far-right party in Ukraine. But even moderate politicians in Ukraine are saying that he is greedy and that he is supporting a dictator. I think they're talking about Putin. So the Ukrainians tend not to be the biggest fans.
How do we think his next film's going to do? Do we think it's going to do well because of all the publicity, or do you think it's going to flop?
I don't know. I think it could. It probably won't do so well, I think, as it might have done in France. He did say, though, that he's going to remain French at heart. But look, it hasn't stopped people satirising him. That was also from Courrier International, taking his Asterix image and Russifying it a little bit. Yeah. And here you have, this is from L'Histoire de Belgique, a Belgian paper, because you see, he was meant to go to Belgium initially. He may still go there. And that's a reference to the mannequin piss statue in Brussels. And Putin having a bit of a laugh with all that. Now, this is perhaps one of the most interesting items today on this story. It was in the Times of London, a piece by Agnès Poirier. Gérard's Russian green card makes a mockery of France. Depardieu was our hero. Now he's the new Strauss-Kahn, she says. We never want to see him again. It doesn't get more.
She's always very outspoken, isn't she, Agnès Poirier?
Now, what more? She said he has ridiculed 60 million French people. Hollande failed lamentably to realise the importance of this affair. She said if it was Nicolas Sarkozy, he would have been brought in. Depardieu would have been brought to the Élysée Palace. He wouldn't have let him go. And so it's everybody
the government,
loses.
They didn't handle it brilliantly, did they? Ministers calling him pathetic in the newspapers.
That's right. And the phone call from Hollande came perhaps quite late. So she says Depardieu lost, Hollande lost, France lost, and it's a massive French farce with everybody getting involved.
The only winner is Vladimir Putin, perhaps.
That's it. He's in his palace down in Sochi, smirking at everybody.
Now, fellow French citizen and animal rights advocate Brigitte Bardot, former sex bomb, there she is. She also wants to leave France. She currently lives in the south of France, I believe, and pays all her taxes.
She lives in the south of France, and she jumped on the bandwagon, and she said that she also would like to leave. Now, the thing is, it was Russia as well, but over these two elephants. Let me find the photo of them in Nepal and Baby. So it was an animal rights issue for her, which is her usual drum. Now, she said, I want to leave France too. It's becoming an animal cemetery. Now, she got an awful lot of criticism for that from this guy, for example, Daniel Cohn-Bendit. He said...
He's the ecology.
That's right, MEP for the Green Ecological Movement. He said there are two cretins, Depardieu and Bardot. And why doesn't she spend all of her winters in Siberia in a concentration camp or a prison if she wants to move there?
Isn't it?
Now, she bit back.
She
spoke to Le Monde in this article here. She said, for threatening to leave the country that I no longer recognise, I'm called a crazy old woman, hysterical. For 60 years, I've been dragged through the mud. And what has that imbecile in the Green Party, she's talking about Cohn-Bendit, ever done for animals? Nothing. And she called him Con-Bendit, con, as in stupid Bendit.
Oh dear. Well, the French don't hesitate about insulting each other nationally in the press, do they?
Look, it's a French farce. Everybody's describing it as such, and it is really that. Very amusing, except if you're one of the people involved.
Now, of course, a bit more seriously, of course, there's this ongoing campaign, isn't there, to to make gay marriage the law
That's right.
here in France. President Hollande has kind of flipped one way or the other when it comes to this law, and he's been criticised on both sides. There's going to be another march this weekend, I understand, against
That's right. This will be the
marriage.
second march against it. So it's already bubbling on social media. Mariage pour tous, which is marriage for everybody, which is what the marriage equality bill has been called, is trending on social media. You can see here hashtag mariage pour tous. I think it was the 5th or 6th
Marriage
top.
for everyone.
That's right. So in the run-up to an anti-gay marriage march this Sunday, it's becoming a topic of conversation. It's been massively divisive, of course, in France. This is one of the images being most shared. Imagine how stupid you are going to look in 40 years, and they're drawing a parallel with the civil rights movement in the US. And homosexuality is negative. Sorry, why did I pronounce that the French way? Homosexuality is negative for humanity. That's another one under the same hashtag. So you can see it's a massive debate going on online. Now, there was a ministerial...
That person can't spell, so...
That's right. I'll just show you this before we finish. This is actually not to do with the marriage debate.
Who's that?
That's Putin and Depardieu.
Oh, what's going on with his eyes?
They're having a little smooch, and that's Jean-Marc. That's the Prime Minister in the background saying, "It's a bloody disgrace."
Very good, James Queen. Thank you very much
Thanks,
indeed. That's it for Media Watch. Now it's time to meet Compressor Head. This is the hard rock group whose members are all robots. That's just one of the stories doing the rounds in today's web news. Take a look.